right. So, looking at the agenda we have, first of all, it's a question of with all the social media part also, is disbursement still possible? I would say yes, disbursement is still possible. Like you are getting it is social media, and I think it will end at the level of the social media. It will not affect our disbursement. And I want to believe that disbursement, however, is still possible, is going to happen. And I dare say that there are actually more positive signs of disbursement than otherwise. The social media part also thing is a distraction. And as I had advised earlier in some submissions of write ups, that we should just stay away from it because the part also does not favor it's not it does not favor the plight of the ordinary Nigerian. It's more of like those that are fighting for the power. So there is no need for us to engage ourselves. Even tonight, when you're asking questions, there's really nothing to ask about it because it's more of like it's not benefiting us. Right? Let us talk about what benefits us. Except you really have some gray areas you want to ask questions. That is fine. We'll attempt to answer them and put things in proper perspective. And the second one is who will disburse. Really, our uh, our position to say who will disburse actually doesn't matter. Let's just say for now is God that will disburse. All right, let's just leave it to God to disburse because God brought the money, and men can fight over it, but is God who has the final say. Okay, He will disburse the money to us. All right, so let us leave the power play and the struggle over who will disburse aside. It is immaterial at this time. The next area I want to concentrate on is the okay, let me chip in something that I would like you to know. In our previous meetings, we have tried to highlight a few things that will that builds up to today. Take for an example, there have been progress in our march towards disbursement. As Masses Freedom Movement, we've been following and tracking events. And there was a time in one of our meetings, I said that people ask availability of money. I said money is available, and I insist money is available for disbursement. At the point we talked about, certain documents being signed and all of that, that was to authorize disbursement. Those things are facts. They have been. The other point was that money is unlocked. Money is unlocked and available. All right, so you can be sure of that money is unlocked and is made available for disbursement. Now, the last part which you've been updated mostly this week is that there's been engagement between government and the stakeholders. We talked about the stakeholders. In our last meeting, we said that what we pleaded and wanted to be done was the intention that every of these stakeholders be given something. Let them go with their own percentages and go and disburse to the masses and all of that. That there was no need to for power struggle. So this week there had been engagements between the government and the stakeholders, and I dare say again that meeting on Thursday. So, seeming that there's been a conclusion, official conclusion, let me say so, between the stakeholders and government on whatever decision has been reached. Well, the outcome, we are yet to know all the details of the outcome. And that is why I said that in the week ahead and weeks ahead, we should be seeing the results of that meeting. But however, it is going to be positive towards disbursement, and nothing less, because governments, I must say, have been so interested in the disbursement of this grant. Now, which grant is UAS grant? We know and all of that. The rest are stakeholders to the grant. All right. So that is what we hope to have disbursed. So what we want to do at the end of it all in this particular night's meeting is to appeal to government to fast track at this point the disbursement process of the US grants, having met, and concluded certain things with the stakeholders. So let at least the stakeholders be disbursed to. That we want to really plead. Let them be disbursed to, so that from there you and I can get disbursement. And this is where and how we would like to follow tonight's meeting. There's nothing to panic about, nothing to be afraid about. Yes, the social media back and forth this week has really put so many down. But let me tell you the truth. Actually, it's better the process is followed. Now, the process is as good as the end result. And what has been the process? A gradual progress towards disbursement, which at least this platform has monitored and has tracked and has also seen, how they've been implemented. All right, talking about, I repeat again, when I said documents were signed and all of that, and then nothing really was holding disbursement, followed it up to the point that the money is available and money is unlocked and made available for disbursement. And now is the final stage of, let's say, the meeting between stakeholders and government is perfected in this week. So what next is left, honestly speaking, is disbursement. Nothing at this point, to the best of my knowledge and assessment, nothing is left anymore than stakeholders disbursement. Probably maybe we'll hear about formula, maybe what the subscribers get, maybe what the bundle heads get, maybe what the NGOs get. We might hear that in the next days or something. I believe somehow, if a good agreement was reached, of course, whether or not, the thing is that there is a direction that will be coming from government, I believe, for disbursement. And so those formula, probably we should hear it in the week just ahead of us and all of that. I believe so. That's my belief. There's a likelihood that we might know those things, but that leads us towards disbursement. So against all the backdrop of the noise on social media, there has been, from my observation, a steady progress towards disbursement, and so therefore nothing to be afraid of. Rather than that, let's be more expectant. Yes, it might not really fall on the exact timelines, but you see, when you see the process progressing, sorry, the steps progressing towards disbursement, you can know you are actually following steps to getting your results. If that is done, then you can rest and follow that process till you see the end. So I believe we've gone very far in the whole process, and we should see results any moment from this time, because for me nothing is left anymore about disbursement. And now disbursement to the stakeholders, that is what I'm talking about. Once the stakeholders get, wherever you belong to amongst those stakeholders, prominent among them, well, let me just say this: prominent, I know there's Stewart. If I miss it, I don't know, but there is Stewart, there is St. Rita, there is also UAH. So these are the main ones, at least I'm aware of. And then I believe some of us are connected to each of this somehow. And then when once they get disbursement, the rest of us will get. This is what I know of. So at this point, I want to bring my uh, what they call opening remarks to an end, and call for your questions and your contributions to this. But remember, I said nothing to panic about. But what we rather must make of this meeting is to ask government to please help us expedite the disbursement process now to the stakeholders. That is what we are really going to ask government to do at this point, because from all assessment, honestly, everything needed to have been done has now been done. Except if there are a few things to tidy up, it shouldn't take us like any time long for us to start hearing that things have happened, or maybe that the stakeholders have had disbursement. Thank you very much and welcome everybody. You're welcome.